Jakarta is home to a massive population. It is estimated that within the metro area, around 33.4 million people are living within 7,062 square kilometers. This makes Jakarta one of the densest destinations in the world. Being a dense destination, however, would mean that there is a massive opportunity that anybody could take. It could be related to retail, the opening of convenience stores and shopping markets. It could be due to restaurants, food stalls, and street foods. But none comes close when we talk about transportation. Transportation is arguably one of the best businesses when it comes to a massive population. This is why the governments had initiated constructing programs after programs, not only for helping the society move, but also to profit from their movements. Has it been, however, profitable so far? Finding profitability, after all, is crucial, as if transportation infrastructure is not making enough money, then it will spill trouble to the government's budget. To understand if the government's public transportation plan is on the right track, we have set out to see one of its grandest initiatives, known as the Jakarta Mass Rapid Transit System, or just known Jakarta MRT. The newly opened Jakarta MRT is amongst the best, and regarded as one of the revolutionary programs taking place within the capital city, or rather the former capital city. It was opened way back in 2019, and has so far seen 13 stations across its construction. Each is connected to the 15.7 kilometer line length that it travels. Its top speed ranges from 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. The project, however, has been reported to have around 40,000 daily riders, which was estimated by its official operators, who took data from the first semester of 2022 and saw that 7.2 million people took the Jakarta MRT service. The same data has also shown that sometimes nearly as many as 60,000 people are taking the train, but also saw it dip as low as 29,000. The operators of this project have said that they are targeting at least 40,000 per day by the end of 2022, which is quite already showing that the project is indeed getting the numbers. But from what we can see is that the first phase of this construction was capable of handling 212,000 passengers per day, far short of how much it is currently accommodating. This has brought in a newfound question. Is Jakarta MRT even profitable? Well, we can first take a look at how much the project actually costs. The first phase was funded through a soft loan of about 16 trillion Indonesian rupiah, or just about $1 billion. Along with other costs, however, such as its rolling stock, it is estimated to be around $1.7 billion. Furthermore, a study published by the University of Indonesia has found that the operation and maintenance cost of the Jakarta MRT sums to be about 8.44 million per kilometer per year, which is just around $132 million per year. But this takes into account factors such as depreciation and other factors. The real operating costs of this project, as said by Jakarta MRT's president-director, were just around $63 million per year. Knowing all these, is the Jakarta MRT then making enough money to pay down its operation and maintenance, let alone pay back its debt? The city-owned program is handled by Perseroda, which has fortunately opened up its data to the public and has indeed shown its revenues. Of course, we're very much aware of the fact that after a year of its completion, the COVID-19 hit, which has more than likely hindered its ability to generate money. But first, let's see what these numbers are. In 2019, Jakarta MRT had come out with revenues of about $13.9 million. By 2020, however, it would increase, shockingly since it was the year it had experienced lockdowns. It was around $25 million. This figure, however, is still far short of its maintenance and operation, and we still have not taken into account its debt repayments. In 2021, however, it would be around $30 million. This data, however, is actually a small part of the story. This data just takes a look at its non-fare box revenue. The entirety of its revenue is actually far higher, when we take a look at everything from subsidies to ticket and non-ticket, and many more. These all sum up to about $91 million by the end of 2021, which is a figure higher than the reported operating costs, but still lower than the studied operation and maintenance. Is Jakarta MRT profitable? Well, after knowing these data, we could then say yes.